If you've been scrolling through endless pictures of pool tables, watching videos of people bragging about their game room upgrades, and still feel stuck on which model actually makes sense for your space, this review is here to cut through the noise. I know how it feels to stand in the middle of a living room, trying to picture a massive slate surface while also wondering if you'll have room for a coffee table and a couch afterwards. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm going to walk through what you really get when you bring the Playcraft Genoa 8-foot slate pool table with a dining top into your home. First off, the Genoa tries to solve two problems at once. It's a full-size, 8-foot billiard surface, and it doubles as a walnut-finished dining table. That sounds clever on paper, but the practicality of that hybrid design depends a lot on how you plan to use it. If you're the sort of person who wants a dedicated queue-friendly space where you can host a weekly league night, the fact that the table comes with a 3-piece Slate system is a huge plus. Slate is the gold standard for a level playing field, and Playcraft's premium Slate claim isn't just marketing fluff. The 3-piece layout lets a professional installer get each section perfectly flush, which translates to more consistent ball roll and less wiggle across the surface. The trade-off is that you'll need to budget for that professional installation. The table itself weighs about 850 pounds, so trying to move it yourself is a recipe for back injuries and a scratched floor. On the other side of the equation, the dining top is where the value proposition gets interesting. It's a walnut finish on a silver-colored frame, and the dimensions 102 inches long, 58 inches wide, and 32.5 inches tall make it a genuine dining surface, not just a tabletop you can slap a few plates onto. I've seen families use this kind of dual-purpose piece for Sunday brunches, then pull a set of cues out for a quick game before the kids finish their pancakes. The real-world benefit is that you get 2 pieces of furniture for the price of 1, which can be a lifesaver if you're working with a modest square-footage apartment that needs both a dining spot and a game area. But there are hidden trade-offs that only become obvious once the table is in place. The playfield itself is 44 by 88 inches, which is the exact dimensions of a regulation 8-foot pool table. But that also means you need a clear playing area of at least 13 feet by 17 feet to swing comfortably. If you've measured your room and found you have just enough space for a 7-foot table, trying to squeeze the Genoa in will lead to cramp strokes and a less enjoyable experience. The dining top adds a bit of bulk on the sides, so you'll need a bit more clearance on the ends as well, especially if you plan to pull the top away for actual dining. The table's height, 32.5 inches, is a little higher than a standard dining table, which can be a boon for queue height but might feel awkward when you're setting down a plate of spaghetti. Who should buy this? If you're a homeowner or renter who loves the idea of a game room that also serves a practical daily purpose, the Genoa fits nicely. It works well for people who host regular game nights, enjoy the aesthetic of a solid wood finish, and don't mind spending a little extra on professional installation. It's also a solid pick for office break rooms where a quick pool game can break up the workday, and the dining top can double as a meeting table for lunchtime brainstorming sessions. The value really shines when you think about the long-term use. You won't need to buy a separate dining table later, and you won't have to live with a cheap laminate surface that warps after a few years. Who should skip it? First, anyone with limited floor space or a low ceiling. The table's footprint and required clearance can quickly dominate a small apartment, turning the room into a tight corridor rather than a welcoming lounge. Second, if you're a purist who wants a dedicated, competition-grade pool table, the dining top may feel like an unnecessary compromise. The walnut finish is beautiful, but it does add a layer of visual distraction that some serious players prefer to avoid. Finally, budget-conscious shoppers should be aware that the included price tag doesn't cover the installation fee, which can add a few $100s to the final bill. If you're hoping to DIY the setup, you'll likely end up with a wobbly surface or damage to the floor. From a practical standpoint, the strengths of the Genoa are pretty straightforward. The slate surface delivers the smooth roll you expect from a serious table, and the 3-piece design means it can be leveled accurately even on slightly uneven subfloors. The walnut dining top is sturdy enough to hold a family of 4 for a meal, and the silver frame gives it